Hello and welcome to Entertainment News on Channels Television. I'm Mayowa Ogundele. Our big stories today begin with the arrival of British opera to Nigerian cinemas. I'm sure some people are really excited about that. Well, so am I. Also, five-star music artist Harry Song braves the spotlight with Entertainment News. That's one interview you don't want to miss. And Nollywood veteran Ejike Asiegu returned to the big screens. We'll kick off with the opera story. Come with us.
This is a subtle entry for the British opera to Nigerian cinemas. The British Council, in partnership with the Filmhouse, is bringing the very classy British opera to Nigerian screens. The first opera to hit Nigeria will be Peter Grimes, composed by the well-celebrated British composer Benjamin Britten.
Peter Grimes, it's got history behind it. It's quite a big opera, with the English National Opera. But we have a sequence of them, and it just happens to be the one that's showing now. But almost every 2 months we're going to have a new one, and the same time it's showing in England and in all English cinemas, and also in the Colosseum, in the theatre in England. It'll be showing at the same time in all Filmhouse cinemas, exclusively in Nigeria.
Peter Grimes chronicles the title's character's travails in the fishing community as he tries to clear his name in a murder case. Not all the guests were sold on good old British opera.
For my opinion, I feel we still have a lot to catch up on. We can't just fit into it naturally, but I believe we'll still find some people that will like it. Personally, I'll prefer to watch other movies, except I have to come.
The first time we took Nigerian films, Nollywood, to UK cinemas, it was exactly the same reaction from particularly the English audience. It was strange to them. But now, they're used to it. So the same way, it's something new. We'll get used to it, and then we'll like it. And by the time you see different operatic performances, you see those that we begin to like as well. And the more we educate people, the more we tell them what it is beforehand, they will enjoy it.
Some others welcome the introduction, while those who already follow operas are well excited that it's finally arrived in the country.
They're very technical, the fluidity, the technicality. It's very rare to see such in this part of the world. Very, very, very technical. In fact, I enjoyed it. I can see it over and over again.
When I heard it was an operatic movie, I wasn't so sure sort of how that would translate from the opera to the screen. But it was interesting to see the use of minimal props, and then they were able to tell the story through creative use of their facial expressions, and all the movements were really big. And at first I wasn't sure I'd be able to follow it, but I really did. So it was great.
Perhaps this opera will also rub off on Nollywood someday. This the British Council will heartily be proud of.
Away from tidal waves, away from storms.
At the end of the day, an opera is a story with song. And if you look at some of the stories of opera, they're often folk tales like Peter Grimes. They may be stories from history. So there's absolutely no reason. Nigerians are great singers. They have fantastic stories. There's no reason at all you couldn't get a Nigerian opera. And that would go down really well in the UK.
Let's go! You ready? Excellent warm-up. They've been half round.
The cinematic adaptations of operas is inspired by a desire to preserve the musical art form as numbers decline from the theatre domes. The propagation of this classy Western musical art form into the country will no doubt help improve its longevity.
My dear, God bless you. Peter will take you home.